Hi guys, this is Marisol, and this is my first update for my project for this class. And I did a few changes. I decided to use WordPress for the journals that students will be doing weekly or bi-weekly. Also, I continue to use the Edmodo platform, which I previously put in my proposal, which is a secure social learning network where teachers and students can interact and collaborate online. So first I'll show you my update on what I have done so far with the WordPress. Now, I did not use WordPress in my during my student teaching, so I was not able to put updates using students' work, but I have created a couple weeks back on what I wanted to introduce with the project. So this is the blog. Actually, the WordPress is regular WordPress, and then there's something new that is called WordPress.com for classrooms. So I thought that was very interesting, and it's solely for students and teachers. So it's an educational setting where it makes perfect sense so that teachers and students can use it together, and there's no issue with other students or other users of WordPress to get to see other students' work. So not only is WordPress one of the best blogging solutions that there is, it's very easy to use and it's very user-friendly, especially for students, even though they are very tech savvy. Creating their own blog and creating their own page can be sometimes difficult, so something that they can use and everything that is there for them so they can easily create their own page is awesome for them. Also, it's a great tool for students to engage with one another. They can also connect with parents if they also have WordPress. They can also share with their peers. They can socialize and learn and so on. So and this is great, especially like if you want to do like a group blog and for like let's say a Spanish project, and you can keep parents updated on what they're doing and things like that. So it's a great tool for them to also showcase their work, like embedding videos, customizing their sites, uploading images of their project, and much more. But this one, I had started it and I had set I put the rules that I used during my student teaching, and it has everything laid out here. And coming to interpersonal, presentational. Now WordPress will be used mostly for presentational tasks, and also some interpretive tasks. I decided to use WordPress for online journals. That way students can write reflections using the language. They can also use it for presentations. For example, during my student teaching, I did a iMovie project where students chose a place where they wanted to go. For example, if they wanted to go to Puerto Rico, they found pictures and facts that they can put into their presentation without showing their faces, and record their voices into the video. That way they didn't have to present in front of the class. So I thought that was a great idea for students to do, especially if they're shy, so they feel a little bit comfortable, and they can upload it here on the WordPress. That way they can write about it, and also they can parents can see and teachers can see as well. So also there's a calendar here in case things are due, especially projects will be due here in case they need to be reminded. So this is the blog, the WordPress for the classroom that was created for the project. Also, since we'll be using Edmodo, I decided to make a page so that students can just click on it and they can see what Edmodo will be about. So I'll just click on that, and it's a little description to tell the kids what Edmodo is about. It's like I said, it's a social learning network, things like that. And they can use other web tools throughout the year, and here's the link so they can just click on it. That way it could just take them right there. For the WordPress as well, I'm going to add a few tutorial pages. That way students can watch screencasts of on what they're expected to do for projects, like giving them like modeling and giving them an example of what they can do for the project, or put up other past projects that students have done and for their projects as well. Okay, so this is the blog for the classroom, but right now we'll see the update on the Edmodo page. Now this is the Edmodo page platform. This is what the teacher's version would look like. Now I did use Edmodo during my sitting teaching, but however, due to privacy issues, I can't use the same page or the updates or anything like that. So I made a new account using the classes that I have, but there are no students in these classes, so just to show you what it would look like, this is the example of what the Edmodo would look like using the platform. Okay, so this is basically, it is very similar to Facebook. So I did some things here. So for example, some assignments that I currently have due with the students. I posted here, like there's a research on Ecuador. It was posted and it has the due date, which is tomorrow, and since no students are involved, it's a 0, but if there were students, it would say like 15, and numbers and things would be there. And I can also put like quizzes are due to quizzes tomorrow, so students could be reminded. Now these comments would be sent to each student's device or email. That way they can be notified, things like that. Also, if I wanted to write, for example, bring your homework tomorrow, okay, I can put, let's say for one specific class, I could just put Spanish 3 and then send. It might take a little while. So the entire Spanish 3 community that's involved would get this post, so that way they remember that they need to bring their homework tomorrow. Also, if I wanted to do a quiz, I can create a quiz or load a previous quiz that I had there. I could also do a poll, like a question, like for example, what is the capital of Ecuador, if I wanted to do that. And then you would put 2 possible answers. One is the capital, which is Quito, and the other one you can just choose, and then the kids would take a poll on it, and it would all be anonymously, so it would work that way. Assignments, like I did with this one, I created an assignment and then the description and due date and to however many classes you wanted to do. Now, something that I found very interesting was the planner. When I did the planner, I made the assignments here. These are actually assignments that I currently had my students do. So today they had to write 5 sentences using AR verbs and things like that. And tomorrow they have their research that they had for a week to do at home on Ecuador, so that's due tomorrow. And then you have you could always add a new task and things like that. And this automatically syncs to whatever, if they have an iPhone or Android phone or anything that you can download apps. It works as well, which I think is really awesome. students have badges depending how the progress is. The library was a great tool, and I have added a couple of things that I'm going to use for my project. SchoolTube, which is awesome because it's similar to YouTube but more educational, so you won't see all those ads and things like that. Animoto is a great Voki, so students can just click on it. Glogster is great, especially for presentations. And then we have our blog here, which is awesome. They can just click on it, and if they want to use Prezi, they can just click on Prezi as well. Google Docs has a link here, which they can just connect with Google Docs using their Gmail. And I can also put up pictures and things like that that students send to me, and it'll all be put here so other students can access it as well if they need those documents. So I think that's really cool. Another thing that students will find interesting are the apps. They have things that you can edit for the photos, and like I said, SchoolTube. They also have apps that you can use, and some of them are free and some of them you have to pay for, but the ones that are free, they're very basic, which I think is really great. So they have ones that are free, like things students can use, and so can teachers. Like, here's Common Core Standards, class management things, and edit canvases, and it's really cool because you could all use it, and it can help you learn and everything. One more thing that I've really liked is that it's very secure. So this is the group code that students would use to get into this, so there is no outsiders coming in to look at that. So I think that's a great tool for teachers and for students as well. So students will be able to have discussions on here, like small groups. You can make a new small group with the students in the classroom, which is great, so they can have their own little discussion groups like we have on Thinkfinity, where we're having our discussion posts with other peers in the class. So you can do the same thing with the Edmodo new small group, which is awesome, and it's only with people within the classroom, so it's not involving other students from other classrooms from other schools, so it's just particularly for your classroom. So I really like the ideas, and I think students can get really can get a benefit of that, so that's a great tool for them as well. There's also folders. If I want to share folders on specific things of Ecuador, I'll just put everything about Ecuador in this folder, and things would be and students can look at that. And there's communities here where this is specifically for teachers that we can go on there, and especially if it's like world languages or just support, it'll be there for you and things like that. But other than that, that has pretty much been my update. The only thing that maybe I'll have problems with is trying to balance both at the same time, one more than the other. I think the WordPress would probably be more to do at home, and as well as for just the projects, and the Edmodo would be specifically for online homework and discussions, and as well as classwork in school. So I think that's pretty much it. But if you have any suggestions from this update, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you have any questions or anything, please just post them, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.